Hi guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to have a look at some meeting situations. So this is in Acklam, this is going to go past the school at school time, so hopefully we're going to get some meeting situations. So the first thing we're going to come across is some control meeting. So this is where it's designated who gets right of way. So you can see to my left there's a sign that tells us priority over oncoming vehicles, so it tells us we've got the priority. Now let's assume that bottom part of the sign's missing where it says priority over oncoming vehicles. If you remember from your theory, this does come up quite regular in the theory test. It'll show you this sign, where always the arrow on the left, and in this case the arrow is bigger, therefore we have the priority over the other vehicles. If that sign wasn't there for whatever instance, we can look at the island in the road. You can see the obstructions on their side of the road, therefore we have priority to their obstruction. So hopefully when we come to the end of this road, we'll see some complex meeting situations. You always tend to get meeting situations outside of schools where people are parking up to pick the kids up from school. So when it comes to meeting situations, the key aspects really are forward planning, timing and that speed. We don't want to go very fast through these. So if we're going quite quick, our reaction times are slower, so we want to keep the car nice and slow. Okay, so I can see up ahead already we've got some cars parked on the left hand side. So that means they're obstructing my lane, so the right of way or the priority will be to the other lane of traffic. So we're going to have to give way essentially. And the reason why the other lane has a priority there is if we want to continue on this road, we're going to have to move across to the right hand side of the road. So we're going to be impeding their lane, we're going to be stopping them where the obstruction's on our side. It's all about planning. So I've just seen a car coming there, so I'm just going to ease off a little bit, see what's behind it. So not only at this point are you looking to see what's behind that white car, judging whether there's going to be a gap, you should also be casting a little bit of a glance sort of on the left hand side, trying to pick out where them gaps are going to be. So it might be a case of we may be able to get a little bit further down and we'll be able to pull back in again. I can also see that looks like there might be a gap after this blue car. So if I need to, I can pull in. Look at the speed there, 13 miles an hour we're going. So it's important to look at where them gaps are going to be, because we can count there, looks like 5 or 6 cars on our left hand side, all parked a bit staggered out, so that's quite a distance to be travelling on the wrong side of the road. That's why we need to look for these gaps. We can also see at the bottom of this road it's a bit of a blind corner. It does follow the road round to the left, so it does take quite a bit of planning, this one. But you can see there between that blue car and the white car there is a gap. It looks like there's a gap between the white car and the next car as well. Very, very slow. So we can see it's clear at the minute, so we're just going to go through. There's a car there, so I've still got space on my left now. A little bit of brake to slow the car down so he can get. So it's very important to see where them gaps are. So when that car came, we already knew them gaps were on the left hand side, so if it was a bit tighter we could have pulled in just in front of this car that's on our left now. Pass, now I can move out, give these cars plenty of room. Another car, this is why we go slow, so we can react. So again, going slow, knowing where them gaps are, allows us to control the car and tuck it in nicely without impeding the other traffic. I can't get through there, so I'm going to come to a stop. Have a little look round that white car, and I can see it's clear, so I'm going to proceed. Still giving them cars lots of room, because we can. Make sure the left's clear and get back into my lane. So see how the forward planning helps. So as we come around this corner, slightly different situation. You can see that blue car there parked on the right, and you've got what looks like a black car parked on the left hand side. So these are both opposite. So as we're coming around this corner, again it's a bit of a blind corner, it's a bit of a chicane. We need to slow it down slightly further just to see what's coming. So if a car was coming through and was in line with that blue car now, we'd have to come to a stop, which is why we need to still go nice and slow through it. Come around here, we're going to ease off the gas a little bit because there's a few obstructions. We're not 100% certain. So at that point when we came around, we can see that black car. We're making that decision that we are much closer to getting through them two cars than that black car is, and indeed we are going to get through that obstacle before that black car even approaches us. So we can get past this one, he's parked nicely on the pavement there, so we can squeeze through. And that's how we deal with meeting situations. One of the key takeaways from the meeting situations is that we shouldn't just be forcing our way through and hoping that other cars are going to move out of our way. If we don't think we can fit through that gap, we've got to slow it down and we've got to potentially come to a stop if we don't think we can fit. There's no point trying to squeeze through and having millimetres on either side. We just don't need to take that unnecessary risk. We need to plan it, we need to look at where them gaps are going to be, can we move up a little bit if it's a long sort of line of cars.
So I'll do a couple more of these videos at different sort of locations so we can see how they interact. I thought it was a little bit quieter than I expected. But yeah, I'll put another video up with a different location. So stay tuned, have a look at that one as well. Any comments, feedback, please leave them below.